What's going on, guys? Tshroom here. Going to take you down the rabbit hole in the Cardano DeFi ecosystem. I'm joined here by my friend Ada Ace. Ada Ace, how you doing today?
Doing all right, man. Another great day in paradise here in Houston.
Awesome. We wanted to give Ada Ace the chance to take us down that rabbit hole and show us that Cardano is indeed not a ghost chain. Ada Ace, are you ready to do this?
I sure am. It is definitely far from a ghost chain. First thing that we do here, we're going to be shorting. I'm going to show you how we short Cardano, since I am currently in a short using Liqwid Finance and Dex Hunters. So what we would do here is we would take our ADA that we have gotten from our centralized exchange, move it to our Cardano wallet. It is now in my Cardano wallet. And I'm going to exchange ADA for JED using Dex Hunter, which is a Dex aggregator on the Cardano blockchain. So we're going to get 148 JED. Yeah. Yep. See, swap is done. Just
Great.
that fast. Now we just need to wait for the balance to come into my wallet. There is our JED and our able to supply. Now we're going to supply it. I'm going to do a separate supply, not to mess with my position I currently have open. This is where the blockchain does its thing. As you can see, my supplies have changed. Now I have 996 JED available to be used as collateral. You could stop at that point and you can make the 4.8% APY on your JED and the 24% in the Liqwid token, which you could use the Liqwid token to then stake. Now we can go to our borrows and we can take and modify, since I have already set this up, and we can add to our collateral where I now have the 977 total. Modify that loan. Takes about 20 seconds for the blocks to propagate and for the DApp to pick up that these transactions have gone through the blockchain. See, it has now updated that my world mobile is back to the 8,500 and I have now 7,700. It just updated. So now it has the balance here of my balance of 969 supplied, 969 is collateral. I now have my health factor at 1.43, which at 0.1, it can be liquidated by a person that is providing the liquidations. That's another portion that you can use on this platform. We're not going into that either today. But now that we have a health factor of 1.43, now we can borrow more ADA. We're borrowing 400 more ADA to be able to switch into JED to be able to fold our position even further. All right, we are now processing the borrow of the transaction, and it takes about 20 seconds or so for the transaction to go through. So we'll wait for the blockchain to do its thing. And as you can see, it has now allowed me to borrow that 400 more ADA, and it is in my wallet. We're going to come back over here and we're going to supply our 400 more ADA and buy some more JED. All right. There is the swap. All right. Now it will take a few minutes for it to be able to actually propagate on the supplies and everything over here.
So let me jump in and see if I can clarify. So at no point are you going on to an exchange like Mexi or BitGet and actually entering a leverage position. That's not what's going on here. You're almost entering a leverage position manually, right? You're starting with Cardano. You're using the Cardano to buy a stable coin. And then with that stable coin, there are platforms that are willing to let you use that as collateral to receive Cardano, more Cardano, right?
Yes,
and in doing that, now you have more Cardano, right? And but you're in essence manually leveraging a short position for Cardano, correct?
Yeah. Yes, the goal is for the USD value of Cardano to go down, and then for you to be able to pull the stable out And when the USD value of ADA goes down, then it is worth more ADA for that stable. Then when you unfold it, then you have more ADA to be able to pay back your ADA borrow. And then what is left is your profits from your leverage trade at the end of the unfolding process.
Absolutely. Now, let me say as a disclaimer, don't feel bad if you don't understand this at this point, right? Again, a lot of the goal of this video is to just show folks how developed the Cardano ecosystem is and ways that you can actually put your money to work today to earn passive income. Now, this is a very complicated process. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a high rate of discipline to be able to enter these and maintain them, enter these positions and maintain them. But what I'll say is you can do it. You absolutely can do it. Ada Ace has been able to be successful. And Ada, how much have you made, just ballpark, off of this process in the last 3 months, would you say?
From the long position I entered in from the bottom of the market to when I pulled out to flip long at 35.5, I made about 900 to 1,000 ADA on that position alone, not including the ADA that was given to me as part of the APR from supplying it, since they're actually paying you to keep a position open. And that doesn't include the Liqwid token that I was provided as well for even having things supplied on their chain.
You have a chance here to really get into something that's really, really interesting. It's basically leverage trading, right? But you're getting paid instead of having to pay fees, right? Or have your money locked up for some amount of time, right? You're actually benefiting from the actual trading that you're doing, and you're providing liquidity to the market, right? So that is kind of the genius of the Cardano ecosystem and what's being built here.
The amount of dollar value that is actually in Liqwid right now. Right now, there is almost $39.5 million with $28 million available to be borrowed in this platform as it sits right now.
Wow.
There's ADA, there's AGIX, there's DAI, there's JED, there's IUSD, there's MIN token, there's SHIN, there's USDC, USDT, World Mobile Token. These are all the tokens that are able to be borrowed and supplied on the platform. Not all of them are able to be used as collateral to do your borrows. Right. The platform does show you those ones that are allowed and which ones are not. So you can be collateral. You can use ADA, AGIX, JED, MIN, SHIN, and World Mobile as collateral. It does not allow you to use the IUSD from Indigo or any of the ported over tokens from Ethereum, the DAI token, USDC, and USDT.
So 39 million total value locked in Liqwid Finance. It's undeniable, right? You can't ignore that. That's real numbers in the Cardano ecosystem. And it was something like 28 million is ready to be loaned out right now. That's
right now
capacity that they have in this platform. They're ready for you to come in and thrive in the ecosystem. But let me ask you this. Are there a few other things that we should know about the Cardano ecosystem, maybe some limitations with this financial maneuver? And then we'll go into the unwind of this type of a position.
So one of the biggest limitation of this is that the system is set to only allow 100 borrow, 100 removal, 100 payback. If you try to do any less than that, it won't allow you to do that. So if you want to borrow JED, you have to borrow 100 JED. If you want to supply ADA, you have to supply 100 ADA. So it doesn't allow you to move in $15, $20 increments. But $100 is not too much to most people.
I agree.
It's not too much.
Not to high rollers like us, right?
Oh, well, I'm nowhere near a high roller, but I do have a couple of $1,000s in the Cardano blockchain.
Let's go ahead and get into the unwind. Guys, keeping in mind that you're needing to do your own research at every step of this process, and you're needing to also understand that this is not financial advice.
So another thing to understand is there's not a stop loss. There's not a take profit. This is a manual system that you have to manually unwind it. You have to manually repay it. It takes a couple of different transactions in the way that the Cardano blockchain does work. If you run into an issue to where a UTXO contention has happened, or there's a market state change or anything else that's going on and it doesn't allow you to do the transaction once you have tried to submit it, the best thing to know is that on the Cardano blockchain, it doesn't take your gas fees for that. It doesn't take your money. It just rejects the transaction and says try again later, which is essentially just retry the transaction. It could be 5 seconds later and it could go through.
Let's go ahead and get into the unwind of this position now.
All right, so now we have my 148 JED that we are going to swap back to ADA for 390. Transaction done.
I love just that confetti.
Like that. It makes you feel good every time you do it, doesn't it? Then we'll wait for the blockchain to do its thing, for that to propagate and run through the blockchain, and for the Liqwid Finance dApp to pick up that that transaction has occurred. And you'll be able to see that when it populates down here. And we'll actually say that I'll have 400 to be able to supply. Once it does that, then we'll be able to pay back our loan, and thus we'll unlock more of our collateral. And then you would just continue doing that until you have paid back the entire loan. And then whatever collateral or supplied balance you have left is yours to keep, hopefully in profit. Now we have our balance back here. So now we can go to repay the loan. Remember, you can only do this in 100 increments. So see, if I was trying to do 90, it would say that I cannot do that. I'm going to pay back 390. And then it will make our health factor 1.43, which then allows us to remove some of our collateral that we have in the unfold process.
So that you know you're successful with this trade, with this short of Cardano, when you get back your original JED that is now higher in quantity than what you put in. That is a profit, folks. That's for those who don't know that. So overall, I really appreciate you showing us how to do this. Are there any more steps to this at all?
No, there's just many other ways you can do it. You can long from that. You can use your other tokens. You can long and short MIN. You can long and short AGIX. You can do that for World Mobile Token as well. There's many other different ways that you can run this program. You can, do all kinds of other things with it. This is actually only one dApp on Cardano, and there's hundreds of dApps. Not just doing things with finance. There's a lot of NFTs. There's other groups, other things like that. Just like one of those behind you is the CTV deal.
That's right.
That's where I actually learned a lot of where I'm coming from. Thanks, Doc. He's the one that taught me everything in the CTV group and got us into the World Mobile EarthNode 71.
All right. Well, this has been really clarifying, Ada Ace. Thank you so much for exposing us here to exactly what's going on deep in the rabbit hole of the Cardano DeFi ecosystem. This has been really, really clarifying. And I want folks to be able to find you if they have any more questions. So the link to your X, formerly Twitter account, is down below in the description. And then you can also find Ada Ace and many other folks who are knowledgeable about this very subject in the Investing Bros Discord, of which there is a free link down in the description too as well. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Leave a like on the way out and consider subscribing if you've gotten any value out of this video. Thank you so much.